you forgot to do that problem over the way I told you. After you do it, leave it on Miss Keller's desk, and she'll correct it in the morning.
Yes, ma'am.
Don't yell, lady. Won't be any good. Just get somebody killed. I'll take the reins, teacher. Ma'am, be not afraid of sudden fear, neither of the desolation of the wicked when it cometh. Proverbs 3:25.
That's as far as the buggy goes. Get up.
After you, ma'am. Okay, amigo.
Fred's bringing up the rest, and he should be following us.
As near as I can figure from the boy's description, your mother was picked up by Will Hanley, Julio Gallego, and Preacher Clegg. Sam Belden's boys.
Belden? Audra, what are you doing here? I thought I told you to stay at home.
She's my mother, too. I'm going.
No, you're not. Someone has to stay at home when the ransom note comes.
You know who took her?
No. No, we don't.
Jared, please, I want to go with you.
Audra, believe me, I know how you feel, but this is no place for a woman.
Kelly, you take Miss Barkley back to the ranch and see that she stays there. And as soon as you get the ransom note, you get word to us.
Let's go.
We're gonna have to cover your eyes, teacher. Easy does it now.
I'm asking you again, what do you men want with me?
He'll tell you.
Afternoon, ma'am.
Where's Cleaver and Bates?
Ain't back from Socorro yet.
Sure take him a long time just to get supplies.
You and Preacher watch the back trail. Julio, rustle up some grub. I'm Sam Belden.
I know who you are.
Care to go inside, ma'am? Ain't much, but there's some comfort. I'm asking you to go inside.
It's ours, all right. They ditched it.
Well, which way do we go? Up over the ridge or down on the flats?
We've known for more than a year that Belden's hideout is up there somewhere. But it's like looking for a needle in a haystack.
Not too much light to go by either.
To get over that next ridge, you ought to figure to make camp, huh?
We get over that next bridge, we'll keep on moving just as long as we can see the trail.
Right.
Come. Get up.
Then said he also will now makest the feast, call the poor, the maimed, the lame, and the blind. And thou shalt be blessed. Luke 15. You should have mentioned a pretty girl. Gives a man an appetite.
The lady's my guest. Make sure the others know it, including Cleaver and Bates when they get back.
Amen.
Better eat a little, ma'am.
Why don't you do whatever it is you want to do?
Well, I don't exactly know what you mean.
You don't know what you think, senora, eh?
You better eat. Julio's not a bad cook.
How much are you asking?
Ransom? If I wanted that, I wouldn't get it from some small-town school teacher, would I? No. No money, Miss Keller.
Well, I'm not... You've gone to a lot of trouble. Why?
I'll come to that. Maybe I ought to point out a few things, make your visit a little more comfortable.
You call this a visit?
Mind, you're going to be with us a spell.
You mean until they come for me?
Let them. Nobody's ever found Sam Belden yet, so I reckon they ain't going to find you either, will they? Tell me, how long you been a school teacher?
How long have you been a kidnapper?
You'll do. You don't scare easy. I like that.
Bates just got in from Socorro. Cleaver got drunk and landed in jail.
Nobody knows him. They let him out in the morning.
I don't think so. He shot a deputy.
You judge bad on Cleaver, Sam. Let the new man go in for supplies.
I say we leave him there.
No.
We ain't got nobody to spare.
Our luck's been running bad, Sam. This ain't the time to push it.
Maybe. But Cleaver's still one of my men. And that means we don't leave him. That's a corridor jail. Ain't no different than the bank we busted in Carson City. We do it the same way. Now, we get some sleep tonight, and we start on it tomorrow. We do it like Carson City, we got no problems.
How you get along with the little lady, Sam?
So you don't scare easy, Miss Keller.
You said it the first time, now I'll say it. I don't scare easy.
You have one or two choices, lady. Either you do as you're told and you don't make trouble, or you fight me and I'll make you do as you're told. Now, you're going to stay in there tonight. I'll have somebody make up your bed. And do us both a favor. Don't try to get away because there's a guard outside and they get trigger happy at night.
Don't you think it's about time you told me why I'm here and when you'll let me go?
I never said anything about letting you go. And I'll let you stay alive as long as you earn it.
How do I earn staying alive?
You teach me to read and write.
You about ready?
I got some steak and eggs left. You want to finish it?
Save it for lunch.
If we don't have any luck today, we'll drop back to Socorro and pick up some more men.
You're pretty sour first thing in the morning, aren't you?
Sorry, Nick. I'm just looking at the chances as they are. On up.
Morning. You eat? Looks like a new world, don't it?
Not for me.
Maybe not. But if you're as smart as I figure, you'll make the best of it. Let's get started. What's the matter?
That's really why you brought me here? To teach you to read and write?
That's the reason, teacher.
All right, where are my books?
This all right, Miss Keller? I'm not much for the indoors.
We're heading for Sakura now, Sam. When do you figure?
How's Will doing?
He's coming along pretty quick.
I'll be leaving a little past noon. I'll meet you in that alley at the end of town.
You got shot up in that Carson City bank holdup, didn't you?
Things happen.
I know. There was a man killed.
Julio's brother. That's a chance we all take. Now, you gonna learn me to read or ain't you?
You know your alphabet?
I can make an X. That's it.
Learning to read and write takes a long time.
Well, however long it takes.
All right. Now, this is an A. A is for apple, and that's a picture of an apple to remind you. And it says here, the lad ate the apple. Apples are in apple pie. Say it.
Say what?
A is for apple. The lad ate the apple. Apples are in apple pie.
A is for apple. The lad ate the apple. Apples is...
R. Apples.
Apples are in apple pie.
Good. Good. Now pick out the A's.
Here's one.
Mm-hmm.
This one. That's one. And, no, this one. And 5. I got them all, didn't I?
There are 3 more.
How about that book?
That's for the 2nd grade, Sam.
Oh. A is for apple. The lad ate the apple. Apples are in apple pie.
Good.
Now, what's this letter?
Oh, that's B. B is for boy, and this is C. C is for cat. And it says, the cat saw the
Rat.
boy. Boy.
Oh.
Boy. The pictures will help you remember. And this is D. D for deer.
That ain't no deer. Well, that's what we call a pronghorn, little pronghorn calf. Kind of like an antelope. Well, deer fawn is prettier. Prettiest thing in the world is a spotty fawn. Well, I bet the fellow who wrote that book never got out of the classroom.
Why didn't you go to school, Sam?
We'll talk about that some other time.
All right. Now we'll start over.
Well, one guess as good as another. Up across there to the back country, down below to the flats.
Maybe you ought to split up. What I'd like to know is why we haven't heard from Kelly. He wouldn't have had any trouble finding us so far.
It don't make sense, Sam Belden not asking for ransom.
I say we better split up.
Maybe you're right, Nick.
Hank, Pete, you go with the Barkleys. The rest of you come with me. We'll meet in Socorro after sundown.
And I wish Belden had asked for a ransom. Then at least we'd know she's safe.
Come on and help me.
No. Figure this out for yourself.
The cat saw the cat.
Now, that was childish and stupid.
I don't see why you have to devil a man so.
The learning process is very painful. Now, let's get started again.
You want to check this?
Double check baits on a hay wagon. See you don't use too much kerosene.
All right, Sam.
I'm shortening the fuse. It'll still give you enough time.
Whatever you think.
All right, get going.
I don't understand.
Well, it says right here, ma'am. The cat saw the rat.
Can't be sure, but those look like hoof prints that have been brushed out.
Well, if you're right, that'd put them in the hills somewhere above Socorro.
That narrows it down to about 1,000 square miles.
let's go over this once more.
Not now. I'm having my lunch. We'll go over it when I'm finished.
Been a long time since I took orders from a lady. She was as pretty as one of them fawns we talked about, my wife. San Francisco. That's where I met her. It was about 9 years ago. She was younger than me. She was soft and fresh, like a new sunrise. But she's dead now, it don't matter.
I'm sorry.
Don't be. She was happy. The times we had. Why, she told me that anyhow. Left me with something to remember.
Sam, why is it so important for you to learn how to read and write now, in this way?
You expect me to be sitting in some classroom somewhere? That'd be the sight. Sam Belden learning his letters with a posse and 6 marshals waiting outside the door with a rope.
Where's your home, Sam?
Oh, I got a place in the high country. It's a quiet place.
Is that really home for you?
My wife's buried there. That makes it home. Last year, when I was about to leave, she got took with the fever and died. I put some rocks over her place in the earth, and I left. Haven't been back since. I keep thinking about going back. Warm days. The air is so clear you can see for 100 miles. There's a little spring that runs by the side of the hill behind the house. Indians say if you drink the water, the time will come when you sing your death song within the sound of that spring.
Sam, you still haven't told me why you want to learn to read and write.
Oh, yeah. Well, the signs. That's why. You see, we do a lot of traveling in strange countries and not knowing what the signs say. Sometimes we get into a lot of trouble. That's why I got to learn how to read.
I see.
Is there something wrong with that? Every man's got a reason. I told you mine.
Did you?
What do you want?
It's time, huh?
Yeah. S is for school, right? O is for out? School's out, teacher.
Hey, watch where you're going.
How's it look? We all set?
Yeah, we're all set only.
Only what?
I don't like it, Sam. The way our luck's been running, I got a feeling.
You always got a feeling. Now get ready. We'll wait for your signal behind the store. Now you got 5 minutes. Tether your horse behind the livery stable. Let's get going.
Let me see it. You stay in the saddle?
I think so.
No sign of anybody since we lost him back at that turnout.
Huh. Let's go. Help him inside. Give me the coat. Doc Briggs is just the other side of Green Meadows. Now go get him.
Green Meadows? It's kind of risky around here right now, Sam.
Get the doctor. How are you doing, compadre?
Just a bullet somewhere. You bury me by the spring. Do that for me.
Oh, shut up, Julio. We've been together a long time. A long time. Get over here. Yeah, what do you want?
Sam, we want to talk.
Well, we sent for the doc. Julio's gonna be all right.
Yeah, well, that's fine. Sam, I reckon we hope he'll be fine.
But what?
Well, the men figure I should do the talking.
About what? Come on, spit it out.
It's no good anymore. Last time it was Carson City, today's no better. So we figure there's no sense in hanging around.
So you're all gonna run out. Just 'cause our luck went a little bad. Things ain't going just right.
Yeah, well, something like that. The way we look at it, things aren't getting any better, they're getting worse.
You speaking for all the other men?
Yeah.
Get out. Who needs you? Get out! Who needs any of you?
The Twilight of Sam Belden.
What's that?
Nothing.
I don't need their stripe. They run scared when things go a little sour. Better off without them.
Who are you trying to convince, me or yourself?
The preacher's dead. I was getting tired of his lectures. So don't you start. You're here for one thing, so don't you forget it.
I'm going to forget it, Sam.
You're what?
I'm going out that door. Now, you have a gun. If you intend to use it now. Goodbye, Sam.
Now get back here. Now, until that doc comes, we're going to continue with the lessons. Sit down.
My wife. Well, I made it to take the place of the rocks I put there. The words that go on it, I want to be able to put them on myself. And I want to be able to read it when I'm through. The cat saw the rat. The dog saw the cat. I bet they sure had a fight.
We trailed them as far as the Green Meadow turnoff and then lost them. It was near dark, so we figured to try again at sunup.
Will you take us to the turnoff?
Now?
Yeah. Now.
Sure.
All right.
All right, Sam, once again, come on. The man, come on.
The man saw the fox. The fox ran. The man... Why don't they shut up? Wolves, they gotta sound off all night long. Foxes now, like this one, they're quiet. The man chased the fox. Get over there on the window.
Sam,
Yeah, Will.
brought the doctor.
You're Sam Belden?
That's right.
I'm Miss Keller, the school teacher at the mission in Stockton.
I'm Dr. Briggs. What's wrong with him?
He's got a bullet in him. Fix him up, Doc.
I'll need more light. Hold the light right down over my bag, Miss...
Keller. Keller.
Over my bag, Miss Keller. He's lost a lot of blood. This man will need considerable care if you expect to keep him alive.
You fix him up for now, Doc. We'll take care of the rest later.
Could I have that bottle, Miss Keller? Bandages? The bullet's too deep. I can't take it out here. If you get him into town, he might live.
Oh, thanks for everything, Doc. Will, you walk the doc to his horse. Let's go, Doc. Now, What are you waiting for, Doc? I'll write you where to send the bill. Go ahead and shoot.
If you don't let the doctor go, I will shoot.
Hollowell. All right, I'll let him go.
You swear to it?
I swear. I hand over the gun. I give you my word. Keep his horse here and take off his shoes. The walk will do you a lot of good into town, Doc.
But it's 15 miles.
Oh, then you ought to make it by noon tomorrow. Oh, I told you I wouldn't kill him. I didn't say I wasn't going to slow him up.
What now, Sam?
Tomorrow morning we're leaving, before the posse comes. But we haven't finished our lessons yet, teacher.
Doc Briggs.
Jared.
What happened? What are you doing up here now?
Sam Belden's got your mother.
Is she all right? Have they hurt her?
No, she's not hurt, I'm sure.
Where are they?
Back there, high country, about 4.5.
Doc, do you think you can lead us to them?
Yeah, I think so.
Can you ride?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
We're gonna have to make a litter for him.
He ain't gonna make it, Sam, on a horse or a litter. I don't think I'll make it this time.
What? What are you talking about, Julio? Sure you are. You're going to be all right.
Oh, Sam, you heard him. Now, I said leave him here. He's only gonna hold. I don't leave him.
Sam, can't you see he's in pain?
Sam, they come, find him like he is, they gotta take care of him. They'll leave somebody behind to do that. It'll help even up the odds for us.
He's bleeding badly again.
Get him inside.
You get him inside. I'm leaving.
Will! You heard me. I said inside. Patron! Die! Julio, hold on. Lord. Things work out for me, Julio. Maybe someday I'll come back and get you. Take you up to that place at the spring. Maybe you and me will be there together.
I'm leaving now, Sam. Don't try and stop me.
Give up, Sam. Give up and ride out now.
Ever see a hanging, Miss Keller? That's what's waiting for me if they ever get their hands on me. Ain't no man alive that can do that to Sam Belden. Now, we're going up to that place. Just you and me. Change your mind, Will?
No. They changed it. better check the other side.
Get over there down on the floor.
There's 10 or 12 of them.
Belden, they're surrounded. Send Mrs. Barkley out.
Mrs. Barkley.
That's right.
You ain't the teacher.
At times when Miss Keller is ill, I fill in for her.
Belden! This is Nick Barkley. Send my mother out of there.
Nick Barkley. And you must be Victoria Barkley.
Queen bee of the whole valley.
You've been laughing at me all the time. Me, I thought I got me a school teacher. Instead, I got Victoria Barkley. Oh, how you must have been laughing.
No, Sam, I wasn't laughing.
Then what? You figured I was stupid. Can't read, can't write, can't do nothing. Is that what you thought? He's stupid?
No, Sam, not stupid either. I guess I just figured you were another pupil who wanted to learn.
Belden, you're completely surrounded. You've got no chance.
Let her go. I got no more use for her.
You out of your mind, Sam? We can't do that. They won't shoot while she's in here.
I said let her go.
Come on, lady.
Bye, teacher. It's too bad it couldn't have been another time and another place.
You go ahead and kill yourself if you want to, Sam.
Let her go, Will.
Just take it nice and easy, lady, if you want to stay alive. Now open the door.
Will!
Take one more step, Sam, and I'll kill her.
Open the door, lady. Nice and easy now. Come on.
Hold your fire. Don't anybody shoot.
Anybody that moves, I'll kill her.
All right, lady. Now let's just get moving.
Will, let her go and get back here.
No, Sam.
Keep away from your gun and crawl up here.
Lay down.
The cat saw the rat. The dog saw the cat. I bet they sure did have a good fight.
Don't tell me the price of eggs has gone up, so we're going to raise chickens.
Hadn't thought of it, Brother Nick, but now that you mention it, it's a pretty good idea.
Plain to see neither of you ever tried raising chickens.
The fruits of my labor, my boy, from a grateful client temporarily short of funds.
Well, now, what could be in these jugs? A little corn?
Aged red wine, if you don't mind. Oh. Much obliged. Behold.
Heath, Nick, well, that's a pig.
Yeah, that's what it is.
And these are chickens.
The spoils of the DeCenzo case.
You won it for him.
And against impossible odds. Believe me, I'd rather have these little trophies than $1,000 fee.
Oh, I'm so glad for you. Oh, this is a telegram for
Oh,
you.
thanks.
Would you mind telling me what I'm to do with these?
I learned to love them, Brother Nick.
Jared, I'm so happy you won your case. What is it, Jared?
Don Gordon in Sacramento. Do you remember Keno Nash?
You prosecuted him.
Convicted him of murder. But he didn't do it.
Mistakes happen. They're ugly, but they do happen.
This little mistake cost him 9 years of his life. I was so positive he was guilty. But I can still hear him screaming at the judge, I didn't do it. I didn't do it.
And threatening to kill you if he ever got out.
A bit of friendly advice, Mr. Barkley. It'll be better for everybody if you don't see the prisoner. Just leave a few dollars for him, whatever will ease your conscience, and let it go at that.
And just forget that an innocent man was convicted of murder. Is that it, Warden?
Keno Nash was an habitual criminal, a member of the Hounds. And there's nothing innocent about them. And he's been nothing but trouble the 9 years he's been here.
That doesn't change the fact that he wasn't guilty of murder.
Come in. Well, Nash, today's the day.
Do you think I'd forget you?
I was only doing my job. I've come to offer you any help you may need. I'll be leaving on the 1 o'clock train for Stockton. If you happen to decide you need a friend. What makes you so sure that this friend of yours in Stockton is going to be willing to help you get a fresh start?
Barney owes me a favor or two. When they bring the bucket around.
The what?
Drink of water.
There's a water cooler down on the end of the car. Why don't you go help yourself?
What are you laughing at, you fancy dude?
All right, now. All right, don't flood the whole car.
I'm a free man.
Keno, let him alone.
Well, here we are.
I think it's my ghost come back to haunt him.
Look, Keno, you'll probably want to buy him a drink or something and maybe get yourself a new suit of clothes. This'll help out.
Oh, get out of there! You've ruined my picture.
Meg?
Meg! It's Keno! Don't you remember me?
Oh, Keno! What are you doing here? How did you get out?
Well, they just found out I didn't kill that fellow, and they showed me the front door.
Why did you come here?
I come to see Barney. Where's he hiding?
He's in the churchyard.
How about Charlie? Charlie Trumbull, you ever see him?
Gone.
Joe Pritchard?
In prison. And so's Hawkins. O'Sullivan was hanged down in Mexico.
None of them left? None of the men from the river?
None of the hounds, you mean? What did you expect? 100 of the worst thieves and bullies that ever hit San Francisco. Oh, I remember. Take what you want and laugh at them that lost it to you. Burning boats on the river, unless you was paid to leave them be. break a man's head for half a cent and a woman's heart for nothing at all. Taking and hurting and never thinking the day'd come when you wouldn't be the biggest and the strongest. Well, that's what happened to Barney. He got old and he picked a fight and got his ribs stove in. What did you expect? There's nothing left.
Keno, let's go.
She was always full of smiles, mischief in her eye.
Yeah. Well, 9 years changed things a lot, Keno. I guess people most of all.
Not you. I remember you from the trial. You ain't changed a bit. Not a whisker.
Keno, I'm not going to make any excuses for that trial. I believed you were guilty.
You were wrong.
You hungry?
My belly's growling.
Look, you see that restaurant right over there, Canton Palace? Why don't you go on over there and get yourself some supper? I'll join you right after I check in at my office. We'll sit down and talk and see what you're going to do.
Hey, Dollar says he's fresh out of prison.
Yeah, San Quentin. You see that gray jacket he's got on? That's what they give you when you leave San Quentin.
What do you say, Yankee?
Yeah, it ain't none of your business anyway. Come on, let's drink up. Get that load of barbed wire back to the ranch before Nick comes looking for us.
Rum.
No rum. Whiskey or brandy. What do you like, please?
Give me the best you got. You wouldn't try to pass off a bottle of coffin varnish on me, would you?
Very good. Kick like a mule.
Barney, here's to you. Wherever you are. No Sullivan, too.
What do you do? What do you do? No break a glass.
Leave that here. You want to smash things, mister. You come to the wrong place.
There's no harm intended. I'm going to pay for the glass. That was a drink for two old friends. I'd sure hate to see it spoiled by any trouble.
You don't cause any. You won't have any.
Fair enough. I've always hated drinking alone. Let me buy you a drink.
No, thanks. I got my...
Bring your friends along. Bring another glass. Those friends, the ones I was drinking to, half alligator, half horse. Both of them, they had a hollow leg. There were many a times when we would sit around.
Thank you for the drink, and thanks for having us over here. We don't like to drink alone either.
It's all right.
You come off the Mississippi, do you?
Yeah, I used to be. How'd you know?
Well, you were saying half horse, half alligator.
Well, that's what it took to work on the river. You fellas ever work on the river boats?
No. Well, I used to know a lot of them that did when I was growing up around San Francisco.
A lot of rivermen come west looking for gold. I never found a one that found any.
That's right. Then most of them had turned into being hounds.
That's right. It was better than going hungry.
You know, my mama used to run a boarding house in San Francisco. She had 6 hounds live at that house.
Well, I tell you, we hounds, we live very high. Must have been a nice place.
It was a nice place. Till they burned it down. And they killed my mama for the rent money. You know, my mama's life was worth just about $28. Now, maybe you better tell us where you got this money, Hound.
You just take it easy, boy.
I think...
Tell us.
Whose throat did you cut?
Back off, Jack. If there's any accusations, the sheriff will make them.
Well, that's just where we're going, boy. Come on, we gotta
see the sheriff. Wait,
All right, move. Here they are, Jared. All patched up, free to go.
We sure want to thank you for
Don't
squaring.
thank me. The fines and damages to that restaurant will come out of your pay.
It wasn't our fault, Mr. Barkley. When we saw that Frisco hound flashing all that money around, we figured...
You figured wrong. Now, the way I hear it, you acted like a bunch of self-appointed vigilantes. I'm ashamed to say you worked for me. Now get back to the ranch.
What are you gonna do, send me back to San Quentin?
He paid your fine so you wouldn't have to spend the night in jail.
Come on, Keno. We'll find a hotel room for the night.
Jared, do you realize what you're doing? Taking responsibility for that one?
Sheriff?
He's trouble. Nothing but.
Let's go, Keno.
Look at that. They used to lock us up at sundown, Quentin. First time in 9 years I've seen them. You got one of those?
One what?
Star. I've got one. Can't see it. Never have and never will. My ma used to say, Keno, you was born under a dark star. You was born into this world owing $2, with your neck already sized up for the hangman's rope. Your pa with his hand somebody else's cash box, and your ma a common woman. She used to say, Keno, you got a life of looking through prison bars ahead of you unless the Lord's gentle enough to let him hang you when you're still young. That's what she used to say. And she was right. She sure had the power.
who's coming.
Oh. I didn't hear anybody call quitting time.
Come on, Keno.
Terp, you get on that prow bar. I'll let you give him a hand. Well, welcome home, Jared.
Glad to be back. This is Keno Nash, my brother Heath. He's signing on.
Well, we got plenty of work for you. It's all right over there. The fellow that had that run-in with Yankee and the boys?
Yeah? Wasn't his fault.
As I understand it, the odds are 3 to 1. Let's hope he can handle those stumps as well. This is Keno Nash. You can pass out your names later. Now, what do you say we get this stump pulled up?
Ain't this job enough? Without you asking us to work with a Frisco hound?
I ain't asking you, I'm telling you.
With all respect, Mr. Barkley, there's plenty of good men for hire without hiring a nobody that's bound to cause trouble.
Everybody in this valley got reason to hate the hounds.
Ain't never been a one of them any better than a wild animal.
Since when is the hiring on this ranch put up to a vote?
It ain't that, Mr. Barkley. It's just that...
It's just that we ain't about to go to work with no Frisco hound, that's all.
Jared, you got any cash on you?
Some.
Any man who wants to pick up his time, see my brother. All right, pick up your pay or get back to work.
It's not much of a welcome, Keno. Better than a poke in the eye with a stick.
I've never been poked in the eye with a stick. Give him a hand with that stump.
Just keep him here with you this morning, and I'll try and find him something around the ranch.
All right. Sure you won't stay and pull a few stumps with us?
See you at the house. Let's go.
Yankee, come out here, will you? I want you to look over these traps. Fix any that need it, huh?
Them bears still plaguing the cattle up in the foothills.
That's right. That's why I want you to get on it as soon as possible.
Now, which first, the traps, that busted thrasher, shoes for your mother's saddle horse, or that windmill that's broke down over by the
Yankee,
new
if
plum
I didn't
orchard?
know you better, I'd say you were complaining.
The ranch is growing, boss. There's just more blacksmithing than my two hands can do.
Yankee, I'd say you need some help.
Oh, Jared,
And I think I've got just the man for him.
Come on, Keno. Let's get you settled in the bunkhouse, and I'll show you around.
Keno. How'd it go?
Wasn't much different than the rock pile.
Why, he did more work than any two men put together.
Keno, this is Yankee, our blacksmith. What would you say to going to work for him as his helper?
Mr. Jared.
Yankee would be more than willing to teach you the trade.
Guess we got off on the wrong foot yesterday. What do you say we forget and start fresh?
Got no quarrel with you.
Come on into the smithy. I'll take a look before you decide.
So that's what 9 years in prison does to a man, huh? I was in the courtroom the day that the jury convicted him. Have you forgotten how wild he became when he heard that verdict? How he screamed? Screamed he'd kill you if he ever got the chance. Well,
what?
Kind of foolish, isn't it? Bringing him here. It's like putting your head in a lion's mouth.
Oh, he hasn't tried anything.
That doesn't mean he won't.
Nick, I helped rob this man of 9 years of his life. I figure I owe him. I need you and the family to help me repay him.
Can't very well say no, now can we? Well, I just hope it's never the choice of easing your conscience or saving your life. Put your foot there.
The first thing you learn in this smithy is you do like I tell you. When I tell you. Now, step on the other bar and try to pull open its mouth. That's the hard way. I'll show you the right way. It ain't hard, Kino. It just takes knowing how.
Make you think you was back in prison, didn't it, Hound? Huh? Kind of jumped there. Sounded kind of like the jailer clacking his stick alongside the bars, didn't it? Huh?
No trouble.
Oh, I don't want any trouble either, Hound. No trouble at all. But are you sure you don't want any trouble? Huh?
Have I got a choice?
Ooh. You got a real choice, Hound. You can stick around here where you ain't wanted. Or you can get out. Go on down the road.
You ain't gonna run me out with no axe handle, boy?
I wasn't thinking of doing that. I wouldn't try and run off nobody with an axe handle, least of all somebody's been hired on personal by Mr. Jared. But I got to thinking, Hound. You know that jail could work against a man, you know? What I mean is that if things was to start happening around here that a person that's been to jail might get blamed for, well, that poor old soul could be right back behind the bars of San Quentin again, couldn't he? Huh? Ain't that right, Hound? Looky there, Hound. Kind of give you the willies, don't it, huh?
Sure is good to see you again.
Thank you. Came to see if you finished that collar for him.
Kino's working on it now.
Good morning, Kino. Do you like working here? You know, when I was a little girl, this was my favorite place. I'd pretend I was a princess, and the wicked king had locked me up in a deep, dark dungeon.
Who was the wicked king locked in the prison? Lawyer?
Jerry? Oh, heavens, no. Why would you think that? You mustn't blame him for the mistake, Keno. It wasn't any more his fault than the judge or the 12 men on the jury.
What's it matter? What's done is done.
What's going on around here? The evidence been filed down, so it'll break apart as soon as you try to set it. The same thing with 3 other traps.
Well, what do you got to say? You deny you done this?
Keno, what possible reason could you have had?
You had no cause. No cause at all. Ain't I been fair with you? Ain't I been teaching you blacksmithing? Then why? Maybe you just wanted to see what you could get away with. Is that it? You pull a trick like this up at the prison, you'd be hauling iron for 6 months. You know what these traps cost? $11.
You ain't never carried iron on your leg before, you...
Keno. Put your foot up here. Do like I tell you. Put your foot up here.
Can you blame him?
He had no right to shame me like that. He had no right.
Keno, you mustn't.
I'm not sorry about them traps. They're mean, cruel things.
But necessary. The bears have been killing our cattle.
Well, then shoot them. Don't let them bleed their lives out in a trap. Would you put that puppy of yours into a trap? I wouldn't.
Would you hold him for me, please?
Scrawny little fellow, isn't he? You got a name?
No, not yet.
No. I had a dog once. Named him Bosco. A fine friend. He's better than most of them walk on 2 legs. I'll have his collar for you soon.
You know, Keno, I really haven't got the proper time to take care of him. What I'm trying to say is, I want you to have him.
Well, looky there where Keno hides out. Ah, Keno. Hey, you better watch out for that puppy there. What if one of them bales of hay should kind of fall off and crush him in his head? Huh? And on the other hand, he might get hold of some rat poison. Or maybe he'll walk over and fall in a horse trough and drown himself. You touch a hair of this dog's head and I'll kill you. Oh? You sure you'd want to, Hound? I ain't a woman.
I had nothing to do with your ma being killed. Sometimes a man's better off forgetting the harm that's done him.
You tell me how, yeah? How does a man forget seeing his mama lay face down in her own blood? That's for you to do, boy. That's just what I'm gonna do, Kino.
Who started this?
Him! Well, he's had a grudge against us ever since that fight in town. He jumped us without warning.
I warned you, Mr. Barkley.
What about it, Kino? Is that true?
What do you think?
When I ask you a straight question, I want a straight answer.
Go ahead. Call us liars.
Kino? I'm not finished with you. Nick, let him go.
All right, Jared. What are we gonna do about him?
Fire him. Is that what you'd have me do?
I don't think you should have brought him in the first place.
That's plain and simple.
Oh, now, come on,
Nick.
Jared.
Jared, do you still believe you did the right thing, bringing him here?
What else could I do? I owe him. Something, a start, something.
Because you prosecuted him to the best of your ability?
I took 9 years of his life.
You were judge, jury, and all, huh, Jared?
Heath, if I didn't put out a hand to him, who would? The people in Stockton? Why? He was a hound, and all the hounds ever did was terrorize the storekeepers and pirate goods on the river. Or maybe I should have sent him to San Francisco. That would have been worse for him and them. He would have been completely alone.
You're all talking about him like he's some kind of animal, a stray to be picked up or let wander. He's a gentle man.
Why is he gentle? Because he likes dogs?
Well, the decision to bring him here is behind us. What now, Jared?
Give him time.
To do what? Fix bear traps?
To put 9 years of prison behind him.
Oh.
I never did like to drink by myself, remember? Look, Kino, I came to bury the hatchet. And also to inform you about something which I just overheard that really concerns you. I got to thinking there this afternoon about what you said. About a man being better off if he could forget the things that had been done wrong to him in the past. And that made a great deal of sense to me.
What'd you hear that concerned me?
Well, first, let me tell you. You know, you should know better than anybody about forgiving grudges and things that have been done wrong to you in past years. Because here you are working for Mr. Jared Barkley, and he's the very one that sent you up behind the walls at San Quentin and for something that you didn't even do. Yet here you are, right back working for him again. And also because you didn't have nothing to do with what happened to my mama.
I'd have hung those men myself, killing a woman.
Please, let's drink to that, and let's just forget what's done happened between us, okay? Keno, don't be so suspicious. You know, you're suspicious of the wrong people. Come on. You're gonna need it, really, when you hear what I got to tell you.
Just what did you hear?
Please take a drink.
What did you hear?
Keno, look, I don't think I should tell you if you don't take a drink. I think it's only fair that way. That makes me feel more secure. Mr. Barkley's gonna send you back to jail.
He can't.
Well, you think he can't, but he can, and he will. Now, Keno, every one of us done heard how you threatened to kill Mr. Barkley in the courtroom. Now, Jared Barkley ain't one to leave loose ends untied.
I haven't done anything.
Of course you ain't done anything, but that didn't make any difference the last time, and that's what you said, too, and you was innocent. Now, Keno, you know where he's at right now? He's right up there in that big house, eating dinner with all them fancy people. And you know what he's doing, Keno? He's laughing at you. He's laughing at you. You know what I'd do if I was you? I'd go up there to that house and I'd cram that laugh right down his throat.
Just a minute, he said he was my friend.
I know he said he was your friend, Keno, but you know what's going to happen? It's going to be the same thing all over again. The jury's going to say guilty, you're going to go back to prison, you're going to go in the punishment box, you're going to go in the sweat hole, and then they're going to beat on you every day. They're going to whip you. And you know what you're going to be saying all that time? You're going to be saying, I had me a chance to get even with Jared Barkley, and I didn't do it. Now, you think about that, boy.
Take it easy.
You said you was my friend.
All right. I am your friend. Come on over here. Sit down. Right over here.
Watch it now, Keno. Watch it. I said watch it. Easy.
Lock him in the spring house.
Mother.
Morning. Sit down, Jared. We have a decision to make.
Oh? Looks like the jury's already reached a verdict. Pass the coffee, will you, Nick?
He tried to kill you, you know.
He was drunk.
You offering that for an excuse, huh?
An extenuating circumstance.
We know how you feel, Jared, but it just doesn't make sense to let him stay on.
We thought of getting him a job on another ranch, but That would only pass the problem on to someone else.
All right. What would you have me do? Swear out a complaint? Charge him with attempted murder? Send him back to San Quentin?
Could be murder the next time.
I thought we agreed to leave Keno to me.
Last night changed that, Jared.
Is it unanimous? Well, I vote no. There's got to be some way to reach him, and I intend to find him.
Keno didn't seem to be holding a grudge against Jared. I wonder what could have happened.
Fire Bill.
What's wrong with you? There ain't no fire. What's going on? The Frisco hound done broke out of Springhouse.
What are you talking about? I seen Keno not half-hour ago.
Where was he?
Coming out of the barn with that pup tucked under his arm. Went on towards the old Foothill Road.
Come on, y'all ain't just gonna stand here and let Mr. Barkley go out and catch that hound by himself, are you?
What's this thing all about? What's Keno done?
He got drunk last night in the spring
How
house.
did he get drunk?
Don't look at me like that. You know it, I wouldn't give him no whiskey.
Maybe you did. That looks like the bottle of sour mash you bought in town last weekend.
Well, that's what I've been trying to tell you. He found it, and he stole it, and then he got drunk on it.
Sure, everybody knows that Frisco hounds are thieves and liars, right?
Ain't that what I've been telling you all along? And don't last night prove it that he got the bottle after he stole it? He got drunk on it. And then he went in and he tried to kill a lawyer.
You put him up to the killing. I never thought you'd go that far.
That's a lie, what he's saying. That ain't true.
True, all right, Jack. You're a miserable excuse for a man.
I hope he finds him, and I hope they kill each other. Miss Barkley?
Now listen to me, Keno. There's nothing to run from, and there's nothing to be afraid of.
You stinking liar.
All I want to do is talk to you.
Liar!
Keno, wait! I'm not going back to prison! Keno, nobody wants to send you to prison! Keno! 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 Keno, help me! Keno! Help me! Keno! Keno!
That's just the way I seen it. They threw me in the punishment hole. I seen you with iron on your leg, just as it was on mine. And you begging for God's mercy and getting nothing back but the devil's laugh.
Then go ahead and watch. You paid enough for the privilege.
I believed you when you said you were my friend. I believed it. I was willing to forgive. I've been an animal for so many years. You made me want to be a man again.
Then forget the past. Help me, Keno. Help me.
don't suppose you'd want to be seen having a drink with me in town. I mean, considering the company I used to keep.
Afternoon, Keno.
Honest wages. Mr. Nick said I earned every penny of it.
Well, Nick always says what he means.
Mr. Heath said he could teach me to write my name so I can sign the receipt book proper.
Bosco's certainly growing. He won't be a puppy much longer.
Keno, you coming or not?
Say, Keno, why don't you get the pup's picture taken? If you happen to be going anywhere near the photographer's shop in Stockton.
I just might. Ma'am? Miss?
Was that suggestion as innocent as it sounded?
Nope. The photographer's name is Meg, and she talks with a smile with mischief in her eye.
Why, Jared Thomas Barkley, Esquire.
Well, when you rejoin the human race, you rejoin the human race.